Hey, crypto heads, it's the Goose with the Cryptic Paranormal Show. And here we are with the last one of the year. I can't believe already. End of 2020, the infamous 2020. Um, can't think of a better way to go out of the year than have an awesome guest. But first, real quick, Denise, how are you doing tonight? Our co-host Denise, how are you?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, excited, ready for Christmas, all that good stuff.
Yeah, as ready as I'll
Awesome.
ever.
Good deal. Down there, my brother from another, Mr. Heisenberg, Michael Bradley. What's up, buddy?
Not much. How's it going?
I'm excited for tonight. I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
I know.
So,
I've been Googling, seeing who this Nick Groff guy is.
yeah, it's
Can't
hard
seem
to
to find
find.
him anywhere.
Being in the paranormal field, it's really tough to find any information on the guy. It's not like it's scrolling at the bottom of our screen right now or anything. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce Mr. Saint Nick himself, Mr. Saint. I just said it again, Mr. Nick Groff. How are you doing, sir?
Good, good. How you guys doing? Good?
We're
Yeah,
excited to have you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Like I said, it'll be a blast of a show to go out with this year with, and thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate
no, I
it.
appreciate it. Yeah, we got snow today. Outside of Boston is where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it's like finally the holiday spirit, I guess, is in after
Yeah.
it's been a crazy year, right? 2020
Yeah.
has
Oh my
been
God.
weird from I don't know, it feels like I've been on like a bad roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
But
And
Right.
things are good though. I mean, I feel positive. I feel happy. I'm healthy, all that
Yeah.
good jazz. So I don't know. It's just you hear the endless media outlets and the endless like just negativity and
yeah,
everything
Yeah.
that's weird,
Yeah.
so much dividing is what it
Yes.
Oh
feels
yeah.
Yeah.
so
Yeah. That's why we hide in our little paranormal shell with our paranormal family.
yeah, I know. That's why I just stay in my little cubicle right here with all these
Yeah.
weird faces looking at me behind me.
Hey, that's awesome. I mean, thank God for social media. I mean, as bad as it is,
Right.
it's been the only way we can stay connected through this whole thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Can you imagine though, like back in that like the era of like when the plague was hitting, like
right.
Yeah.
it was insane. Like they thought like the actual devil was walking amongst us,
Yeah.
Right.
That's just
Yeah.
crazy because I've been to Poveglia Island, and off the coast of Venice right there. And
Uh,
just learning the history and what the plague was like back then. And there was no phones, there was no communication. Everyone thought somebody had something.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
if it's like, oh, he's wearing a baseball cap, he must have it.
Right.
Turn him off. It's crazy, man.
Right.
But I feel it's like the same, every 100 years there's some sort of like crazy epidemic that hits, and there's some sort of form of like humanity that has to find some way to divide us in some, I don't know, weird way. I mean, we've been like that the test of time,
Yeah.
Right.
So it's fascinating to me, it's
Right.
these things in our little skulls right here that make us all go a little wonky.
right. Right. But it seems like we've so far we've been able to progress, get through it, and we hopefully come out a little bit stronger on the other end.
Yeah, totally. I
That's
agree. Yeah.
yeah. So hopefully, I mean, knock on wood, 2020 will be it, and then a little bit after the new year starts, we'll be able to get back out there and start doing our thing, being with our family and friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get away from the computer screens for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, it'll just be me, myself, and I in a haunted location.
Right.
Right.
Point of my life.
Although
like-
that is a nice thing every once in a while.
Yeah.
just
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. It got really interesting to my when I was doing paranormal lockdown, I realized really quickly like the third day, okay, the first couple times it's like, wow, this is amazing. I feel like a kid in a candy store. This is a rush. There's some adrenaline about it. I'm very logical. Like I'll go anywhere, pretty much go into any location, whatever that people say. It doesn't matter if it's a forest, a building. It really doesn't matter. Anything, cryptids, UFOs,
Mhm.
ghosts, whatever the claim is for some reported claim of supernatural paranormal. But it all fascinates me, and I feel like it's all encompassed in one today. I really believe that everything is kind of weirdly connected.
Sure.
But when I would when on like day 3 of paranormal lockdown, I would wake up sometimes by myself on like the 4th floor at like I don't know, some crazy asylum, right? And
Right.
I would walk to the window wherever the decrepit room I was in. I'd walk to the window and I would stare out there. It would be just silence, bittersweet silence, right? And some of the locations I was at, I think it was Newsham Park, actually. Newsham Park in England. That's where I was. This happened to me. And I go on like the top floor. I'm in this little attic space, and I walk to the window. And I look down. There's people on the outside of the walls. This place is like a castle with walls,
Yeah.
around the whole barrier. And I'm seeing people strolling by. There's a park across the street. There's an inner city, where the Beatles were raised and grew
Yeah.
up and all that stuff, and that whole
Yeah.
area. And I see people just walking by with their kids. They're going to school. They're doing whatever they do for work.
Right.
And I realize like how crazy I am. Like,
What am I
like,
doing?
people have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
But I soon realized like everyone wakes up, they go through their everyday activities, whatever their journey is in life.
Yeah.
And here I am looking on the outside, like I'm inside this weird like bubble, like those so speaking of holiday spirit,
Snow globe.
the snow globe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the snow globe, you
Yeah.
sit upside down,
Yeah.
and I'm just standing there, that little character in there, the snow's falling on. No one
Yeah.
can see me until you keep turning me upside down or something, I feel
Almost
like
makes you feel just like a creeper yourself. Just kind of like you become part of the building and people are just walking around you.
I'm telling you, there's a crazy psychological thing that happens with your brain. It's obvious. Like it's like right now, there's a psychological element of what we're all experiencing when we're inside like an house or a building or something like that. So it's crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, you were talking about a journey. You mentioned the word journey,
Mhm.
and that makes me want to ask you the question: how did you start your journey? What's Nick Groff's hero origin story?
Yeah, I don't think there is one. I think it was just like destined for me to get myself in trouble and into ridiculous situations.
Yeah.
Honestly, it rooted back to when I was 8 years old. I fell from a tree, ripped open my arm. Right here, it's a major scar. I don't know if you can
Oh
see
wow!
this.
Yeah.
Holy
I
crap!
ripped open my whole arm and
Yeah.
half an inch off my artery, almost died.
Holy shit!
Mom saved my life, and it was I don't know. You look at things as maybe that was like skating on thin ice, obviously, and just kind of that crossover element of maybe this is what put me on my quest for the paranormal, the supernatural. I think I was just
Yeah.
an explorer, man. Like I really believe at a young age, I was that weird kid at 13 unfolding a map on my bed in the middle of the
Yeah.
night saying, I'm going to Area 51, trying to figure out where it is on the map. My
Yeah.
dad going, what's wrong with this kid? And I would stay up late listening to Art Bell, and I would just get so fascinated into the paranormal. I was really big into UFOs, extraterrestrials, space, time.
Okay.
I would look
Yeah.
and stare at the stars at night saying, what else is out there?
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I've always questioned things, and I think that's where I started to evolve, thinking outside the box of questioning and creating conversations and going and looking for myself, because there's
Yeah.
so many movies and there's so much exploitation on like paranormal and this and that and horror movies and the Exorcist films, and you know what I mean. And it's just
Sure.
like going through life, I'm just like, I just want to see what else is out there. It doesn't matter what it
Yeah.
is. I just question things, I think. And just life, and just I was very adventurous and kind of like a daredevil. So
Yeah.
at a young age, I would build skateboard ramps at the bottom of my driveway, launch
I
off
can do
of it.
that.
You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Take my Huffy right off that thing.
Yeah, I never learned my lesson until I'm an Aries baby, so like I would have to get hurt to learn my lesson. I remember quick story. I remember my grandmother. She came over and she was watching my mom's mom, little Italian lady. She was amazing. She would come and watch me from California. I was growing up in New Hampshire at the time, and I go, Grandma, watch this. And I go behind. My dad had this shed out back. It was about 10 feet off the ground, and I would climb up the back of the shed with my skateboard, get on top of the peak of it.
Oh
I'm
wow.
like, Grandma, check this out. She'd be like, no, stop. And I just like go down and launch and just tumble to the ground. I
Wow.
miss those days, when you didn't hurt.
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
you
Right.
broke something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
man,
When I talk about ramps, I'm talking like maybe like 5 inches, 6 inches. There was no flying off the back of my garage. There's
I was
none of that.
launching. I was launching like crazy stuff. But I think that's kind of like what drove my passion into the paranormal was obviously, years later when I went to college in Las Vegas, what happened was I was watching news special, I think during Halloween on TV. It was about what was it? The Sally House, where the guy got
Okay.
scratched
Yeah.
on the news camera. And I was like, man, this guy's getting scratched right on camera. The news reporters are filming him while we're seeing the scratch show up. There has to be something going on here. You know, I would question things like,
Right.
okay, how is this done? What's happening? What's going on? But shit, I want to see if this happens. You know, like, I was like, man, this is rad. But I think it really kind of creeped me out a bit to say, I want to go check some of these places out. So I remember calling two of the guys I met out there, you know, and that's kind of how I started Ghost Ventures. We just hit the road, and I've already been up to Virginia City, Nevada, so I wanted to go back and just started filming everything. And then I took all that like lump of mini DV tapes, and I saw like, some great experiences and some really weird stuff that I had no clue what it was. You know, like figures and voices.
Sure.
Like, you know, it's not like I went to class and I tried to figure out, okay, 101 paranormal, this is what an EVP is. We were just experiencing stuff and I was just filming it. And I was like, this is badass, and I'm going to take this and turn it into a narrative, you know? And, that's kind of how it just started. That's how everything kicked off. And I think after that, you know, obviously the story is that it just launched into this kind of episodic series, which I never expected to happen. And I love the beginning, man. There was something so organically raw about the beginning of that. You know, I'm not talking about today. Forget about today. I'm talking about like the raw, organic nature of three dudes that are young, have no clue, right? They're just bullshitting at the time, goofing on each other, and just saying, "Dude, what's this? Dude, what's that?" You know, just, It's well, I mean, ridiculous, but it was amazing, and I truly do think it was like really cool at the time, and it was special. I don't even think we knew it was that cool at the time, which looking back, it was pretty badass. But you know, obviously I've aged since then, and I've tried to evolve my brain and tried to stop saying dude in my sentences and say, hey, that isn't an orb over there that we're capturing. You know what I mean? So it's like you got to grow up someday, and I think that's how like the journey takes us in all different directions. But you know, a person that can look at themselves in the mirror and have no regrets as they go through life, when they keep taking those stepping stones. I want to do like the next project's even greater than the first project and so on. It's all chapters of life, or else you just stay in redundancy. Like to me, that gets stale. It gets like you're either doing it for money, you're doing it for just the fame, or you're doing it for just, I don't know. I'm all about, man, passion. Like this project I'm doing, because I'm like invested. I want to do it. I love this. Holy crap. Like it's exciting. You know what I mean? Or we're discovering, or whatever the case is that makes you wake up every day and want to do something, you know? So,
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the ghost groupies.
Exactly. The roadie. Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good job, Heisenberg. Well, that's amazing. And you know, I think we've all enjoyed seeing you grow as an investigator. I mean, I've been doing it a while, but I got to say I'm pretty jealous of some of the places you've been able to explore and get into. Just amazing stuff. I got a lot of questions coming in, guys. When we get through with the beginning, I think we're about there. We'll start trying to get to some of your questions, but I'm just having fun listening to Nick.
Right.
I like that one. Someone asked about Ghost Stalkers, Brian. There, I just saw one pop up. Yeah, Ghost Stalkers was cool. You take a person who is so IQ advanced into the phenomena of just like breaking things down. John Tenney, good friend. I love the guy to death, and he's just super smart, but really cool. You know, really organically cool human being. And you put him into a location by himself, who's just well diversed into like doing this for so long, and then you take someone who has no clue, that's scared of everything. You put him in a location. It's funny to see the combination and how it kind of formed, but it was really cool to see that turn into obviously a series, and then see them do their thing. I miss it. It's kind of like one of those cult classics. I feel like I never had an opportunity, you know.
I absolutely loved it, and I've met John Tenney a couple times, and you want to talk about somebody I could just sit and listen to for hours and hours, talk and lecture about his experiences and ideas and theories. He's an amazing guy. And it just, when I think X-Files, like real life X-Files, dude, I think John Tenney.
All right.
Like, he's it.
Yeah.
He's it. And then, obviously seeing Chad's like realistic responses to his environment, the bangs and like, what the hell is that? You just, his screaming was amazing.
It was ridiculous. Not a lot of people, and he confessed, like, he's my good friend. I love him to death, and you can totally. He gets really emotional. He gets really connected, and it's funny because we captured a lot of evidence revolving around his experiences specifically too.
Yeah.
I think it's the energy he presented or gave off, and he was so vulnerable. And I think that, and I can vouch for that because vulnerability is like, it's weirdly an interesting thing that happens when you're in a location, you're vulnerable. Like when I was sleeping in locations and capturing footage revolving around that, I feel like you don't always have to go into locations like, where are you? Come and get me.
Right.
Right.
All this craziness. Like, what are you in, a WWE match? Like, what am I
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I don't know. If someone came in my house, started yelling that,
Thank you.
you know what I mean? Throw them up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. It's borderline ridiculous. And
Yeah.
and earlier on, I was the same way. I thought that's like how you started interacting with spirits, especially, I mean, when you're going on the big public ghost hunts into like prisons and stuff like that, you're thinking you're talking to bad dudes. The only way you're going to get them to interact is if you're an asshole too. It doesn't work that way, and sometimes it's a negative response that you don't want. But it's definitely.
It's interesting, right? Because if you look at things today, I feel like Deathwalker, for instance, I'm taking a totally new perspective on this series. Like, let's think outside the box. And really all Deathwalker is bringing people together to communicate information once again in like a conversation. It's not about debunking, proving this, that. It's just about theories. Like, we all have theories. We all have ideas. Who cares who's right, who's wrong? Let's just come together and communicate that information and document whatever it is during personal experiences. And all I'm showing you is through a perspective of myself going to all these locations, comparing theories into two locations, and then basically just talking about the information. And I really think that's missing. If we're talking about just the paranormal community and just the paranormal phenomena, it's missing with conversations.
Yes.
Now we're just so focused up here, just like our cell phones on social media. Like, oh, my EMF detector. Oh, my spirit box. Like, forget that. Like, let's talk about the experience. Let's talk. It doesn't have to be in night vision all the time. Like, let's be real. I understand like TV cable broadcasting for the fear of whatever the viewer wants. But let's talk about the idea of different spectrums, different concepts, different theories. There is no right, wrong, because no one has the right answer. It's just like, who has the right answer for what happens when you die? Nobody does. I don't care who you are. No right scientists. I think Tesla and Einstein and all these great minds were onto something. There's probably people out there right now in the government experimenting on crazy ideas. But I think the conceptual idea is beyond the infinity that we see in a vast universe that we can only see as far as we see. Like, what else is out there? Meaning life form. Meaning, is there other human beings like us, other alien species, other dimensions, other alter realities or conscious thought? Where's the conscious thought go, man? What happens to the brain and the energy and the electricity if energy can't be destroyed when the body dies? So it's just one of those things that I feel years ago, talking about what you're talking about, is we have this idea of, hey, we feel like we go in there and we say, okay, this is a prison. So if we go into the prison, there has to be killers, convicts, whatever the nature of the person being locked up is, and they die in the prison or someone gets killed in the prison or whatever it is. But if we go in there, we're thinking in our minds, oh, we're definitely talking to somebody that is a prisoner, and we want to like confront them and say what we want to say and put out our intent, our energy. But how do we exactly know who we're actually communicating with?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we know? Like, I'm telling you, like, look, I use a geobox, and I'll be the first to admit I don't actually know who I'm communicating. I go off of instinct and like just based on experience. But I think all of us right here, the four of us, could have different experiences and say, but I'm feeling this right now. I'm emotionally feeling connected to something here. I don't know what it is, but I feel sad because blah blah blah. Maybe I'm picking up or reading something, my brain's picking up something, and then you could be like, oh, I'm feeling this, but I feel angry right now. How could you be feeling sad? I don't know. But here's
Right.
the thing: if we think of time and we start bending time, we're in the reality of our own time right now, and every movement we're making, through this world that we're living, every second we're breathing, we are passing away, we are dying.
Yeah.
But the past is happening right now simultaneously. So what happens if the prisoners or whoever's in that jail cell, it might not even be a prisoner. It might be the guard walking by in that
Sure.
moment that's happening right now. And we're
Right.
experiencing his emotions, his energy,
Yeah.
him yelling. And that's what you're picking up on, his energy of yelling and angry. I could be picking up on someone who's sad and hates being in there. And we're communicating through audio or vibrations or whatever frequencies.
Mhm.
And it's just like you got to start looking and breaking it down. It can't just be like, oh, this is Joe who died here and he was this convict and this is who he was and he was murdered and we have the facts right here. But what about the guy before that? What about the guard? What about the
Right.
living person? What about
Right.
us right now?
Sure.
Like,
What about the land before the prison
Sure.
was built?
what
You know,
about
I mean,
what about Skippy the dog who used to come down here with the guard?
right.
Right. I mean, those are all factors, and you really
Right.
don't know who you're speaking with. I mean,
And it
Yeah.
could even be somebody that came to the investigation with you. You know, maybe it's one of your spirit guides or some, a family member. You have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
It-
That's why I love shows like OA on Netflix, like
Yeah.
where they alter realities where like you die in this world, you come back in that world, or
Yeah.
your conscious thought. If you go down a road and you go left instead of right, it's like what's happening.
Right.
You can alter the way your journey is in so many different ways. But I think we always try to come back to that path. And I do believe too in like past lives you've lived, and it's like
Mhm.
you go through every life to evolve. I think whatever that energy is attached to everything that you're going through to gather information or whatever, because I swear I've had like flashbacks to past lives. I've had like connections on other people I've met through
Yeah.
past life and stuff like that. And call me crazy, but I don't care. Like there's no right way, but I know what I feel and I know what I experience, so
Sure.
no one can take that away from me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So-
Yeah.
but you have to be real with yourself. I think that's the biggest factor with everything.
Right.
I mean, I've been going through life 40 years now, and I just came to a conclusion recently that like all the stuff that I've been gathering, however many locations I've been to and lived at and whatever at this point, it's like everything just kind of comes back to the same conclusion I still have, is life is supposed to be a mystery. You can't, like we can discover new things, right? We can discover and
Yeah.
say, wow, I didn't realize that is X, Y, and Z, right? Or that is
Right.
actually that a little bit different than what I thought 10 years ago. But I think it's the same thing as it's all supposed to just be experienced.
Right.
And I think
yeah.
you're supposed to not only appreciate, but you're supposed to look in the mirror and be able to have no regrets when you actually close your eyes and die, whenever that time is, for whatever reason, whenever you're supposed to move on. And if you're content, if you're completely 100% content when you close your eyes and you'll be like, oh, I wish this, oh, I could have wished I had done that different. Oh man, I'm sorry about this.
Yeah.
I feel like you're an energy form that can be released into the projected space of whatever you envision to be going to,
Sure.
like it doesn't matter about religion at that point, it doesn't matter about spirituality, it doesn't matter about I think it's just mainly the information that you gather and you put into your mind and you project and let go, from the body. And it's really mind, body, and spirit. It's just an experience, man. Life is an experience, and I think we forget to stop and laugh and have fun and enjoy it, and just live it, man. Just live it.
Right.
I
Right.
Yeah, and it's crazy too, because there's so many people that take this. I mean, it's one thing to take this seriously and the research seriously, but to have such a closed mind that you're telling people that they're wrong. No, this is the way you do it. This is the way.
Yeah.
Right.
There is no way. There's
Right.
absolutely no way. And it's like it goes back to what you said. You got to feel it. I mean, Michael and I are both on this same investigation group, Dark Alley, and we document our activities. We get EVPs, but we very rarely do we just put it out there for people to see. because that's ours. That's what we've been able to document. That's just confirming our feelings and how we believe things to be.
Mhm.
And we're open to other groups, and like, I mean, we work well with everybody. We're lucky to be part of a tight knit community. We're friends with people at Madison Seminary. I know you've had experiences at Madison.
Yep.
It's good stuff, and I just sometimes I see people taking it so seriously and just being rude and disrespectful to people for
Right.
their own beliefs.
Condescending.
What's that, Mike?
So condescending.
Yeah, absolutely condescending.
Yeah, I think yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, I just think that everybody's in their own journey, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that I'm respectful to anybody's perspective on whatever they want to like communicate and talk about.
Mhm.
I'll never forget my uncle Chris, who passed away, and he's an amazing guy. And I remember coming home one time, and I haven't seen him in a long time. And I came to his house, and he has this like really cool bar situated. All my cousins were there, and it was like a holiday gathering like this. And I miss him because he would ask me. He's my dad's brother, and he was an amazing person. He would stand there, and he was very quiet but very subtle how he would approach questions. And
Yeah.
he like poured me a beer or something. He slides it to me. He goes, leans over. He goes, "Let me ask you a question. So did that really happen? Did you really see a ghost at Linda Vista Hospital?" Like he just straight up asked me like this. And I looked at him and I go, "What do I have to lie to you about?"
Right.
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 I said,
Yeah.
I mean, it was instant because I really had that experience, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I really saw a spare stand there, and I'm like, what do there's no cameras, there's no like Q&A questions. I'm like, it was just
Right.
him and I, and it's my own, he knows me since I was a little baby, you know? I'm like, what do I have to lie to you about? Like, I'm like, yes, that really happened. Yes, I really saw it. And I broke it down. He looked at me, goes, I believe you. And I think it's weird because his reaction was so subtle, but it made him think for a long time after that. I think it made him start questioning his own thoughts,
Yeah.
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
things. But
Yeah.
it's the persuasion of what people can have over others that I think can be dangerous too, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like it goes back to TV, it's the persuasion of like media, it's the persuasion of, but this is what was happening, so it has to happen.
Right.
Mhm.
It's like having the number one show on whatever TV, and everyone's tuning in, and you're either laughing at it, hating it, or loving it, right? Or you
Yeah.
just, wow, this is really that has to be. You're saying it has to be, so it has to be. And then they watch that and they go in and they want to be that. I remember when I used to watch Hulk Hogan when I was a kid.
Oh
WWE.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go in and I'm doing this like, yeah, flying off my staircase onto some
Yeah.
pillows down below. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Like it's the same scenario, man. Like kids and people and families gathering.
Mhm.
And I've seen it over the decade of just being in the industry and being lucky enough to evolve and then break away and then kind of do my own thing. And I'll tell you what, like I've never felt happier and better with the evolution of Deathwalker. I feel it's the most raw, genuine, like captivating like thing that I've ever done. And I mean
Yeah.
that, and I'm not being cocky about it. I just truly believe in um the intent that I'm putting into it, because I think there needs to be some sort of foundation, even though if you're condensing stuff from all the footage that you film over a course of whatever many days that you're filming in a production, there needs to be raw elements and there needs to be genuine honesty that's
Absolutely.
condensed down into whatever the time frame has to be for whatever country it's broadcasting at, right?
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, when that's condensed down, that's going to make people think or persuade them or think a little bit deeper or judge. It's going to judge you. So
Yeah.
you're going to
Yeah.
hate me, you're going to like me.
Yeah.
One or
Yeah.
the other. There's no, I guess there's an in between, because you still hate, you're still tuning in. So whatever.
Hey, real quick, while we're on the subject of Deathwalker, I do have the trailer, so I want to share that with everybody, so they can kind of get a taste for what you're doing with the show. I know most of these people, 107 people, that's like quadruple or 10 times what we're used to having on the show, watching the show. I want to show everybody the trailer real quick. So guys, just hold on 1 second. You got to see it. It's amazing.
Every second, someone is born into this world. And every second, someone dies. Is anybody joining us for the funeral? Journey into the unknown with me as I explore infamous locations around the world impacted by paranormal activity. While investigating haunted claims, I will push forward and use my years of experience to expand the definition of paranormal phenomena to reveal theories beyond the unknown.
I don't believe in ghosts. I never have.
And we can speculate all day long.
I'm shocked when you showed me that.
So I don't know how much of the haunting is created by us or the dead.
Psychic energy that we're releasing out.
When you are seeing a ghost, what you're really seeing is just someone in the past.
We dealing with something where it's energy from somebody passing away and it's a tragic death.
Yeah, that looks pretty amazing. Yeah.
I'll see that beautiful building in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
man.
looked like a place we've been to a few times.
Looks familiar.
Actually, 2 buildings.
Yeah, Madison. Yeah, Adam Kim
Yeah.
was awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's all right.
He's all right.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
He happens to be here with me right now. Look at him.
It's amazing you have a cutout of his
Hi, Adam.
He's such a cool dude. I love talking to him because he gets so deep in thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Goes there, and you're
We
like,
call it back porch talk. We go down a couple rabbit holes. I'll be sitting there and the sun will start to come up and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go. I'm like, stop talking.
Yeah, no, he's cool. He's definitely cool. Yeah, I love that location. It was interesting filming. I've been there a couple times. We did a tour there when we came back there and filmed there for investigation. But not a lot of people know this. Like Deathwalker was just my cousin and I. What you saw is everything that we filmed when we were out there.
Nice.
Just going to every single location possible, back to back to back, and just Justin and myself filming it. That was it. Him and I on the road. No huge camera crews. Just him and I. That was it. That was the whole crew.
Nice.
So,
but you know what? I'm sure you get a lot more experiences that
Yeah,
way, especially at Madison. When you have a team come in and it's, 20, 30 people, that's, first of all, you can't even hear anything. There could be footsteps right next to you and you're not going to hear it. But
It's overwhelming.
if it's just the two of you, I'm sure it was very intense.
yeah, it was interesting. It was just really cool to be in the realm of what we do and not distracted by like anything else. And just like we grew up together. So it was like we know each other, we know every step that we're making. And I think it was just like going out there with your best buddy and just really having fun and just going through the motions of like, I don't know. He would be like, I would say something and be like, it makes sense what you're saying, but I don't get it. So I'm not saying it this way. He would tell me that. And then I would say it a little bit differently. And it was just, I love doing it with him. And it's so cool. It's so cool to not have the restraints too of like taking all that, editing it down, having so many weeks, and then handing that off to the executive at like a cable network, whatever. And the executive saying, well, we have these couple of notes because it doesn't make sense in the storyline. So we have to edit it down, send it back. And, everyone wants to have a job in some position. And,
Yeah.
and it's annoying. But so, I mean, everything we saw is we put it together, we did everything, and we handed it off. And now we're super excited because we're going to be announcing some huge news coming up in 2021. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I just put up a post that we have a really cool stuff happening. So stay tuned with Deathwalker because we're going to make a huge announcement coming up and some other stuff too. So really excited.
Awesome.
Yeah. Man, we got people chiming in from all over the world. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guy from UK. I think I saw Holland up there, Canada.
Nice.
Amazing, guys. Thank you.
Canada, Deathwalker's going to become a Canada in the future too.
Nice.
Good. He asked about. Somebody just asked about that.
So,
Okay.
yeah, we're talking can't really talk about right now, but coming up in 2021, with an announced United Kingdom, Canada, possibly Germany, all over the world. So it's coming
Very
all.
cool.
Which is a small. We wanted to do a small little release right now in the U.S. streaming on VidiSpace, and coming up, there'll be more news coming up in the new future, and then possibly some some really big outlets coming up back in the domestic and international. So it's, man, I just wanted to do it right. I wanted to do it right, so it's not controlled, because obviously you saw what happened with Ghost Adventure Paranormal Lockdown. So I'm so far I'm so far detached from political and corporate, and I'm like that underdog, man. I'm like the Rocky in the family over here that gets kicked down. Like, all right.
Well, I'll be honest with you.
That's the passion that I'm talking about. You kick me down, I swear, I'm coming back fivefold.
That's awesome. Yeah. And there's so much like great stuff coming out from the independent film community, and the kind of the underground paranormal, genre of documentaries. That it's fun to see. It's new and it's fresh. And it's getting back to why a lot of us started in the beginning, was just like you said, that exploration factor.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I think for a long time it was, I saw it evolve when I co-created GAC, Ghost Adventures Crew. I saw the membership was huge internationally, worldwide, all the members signing up, and then obviously, I had to go my own way. I just had different outlooks. I had different ideas and theories, and I just wanted to evolve, man. Like, I felt like I wanted the genuine rawness. I wanted the realism. I'm not Hollywood. I never gave a shit about like wanting to be this big celebrity or whatever you want to label people as. I just feel like I'm so grounded. My mom would smack me in the face if I ever started like getting cocky about it. I have no freaking ego. Like, I'm telling you, like, I've been up here, right? And I've been way down here, and you gotta hit some rock bombs to be back up here and here and here. It's like, but I think that's what makes you a great humbled person. You have to experience that in life to really be an open book, to express whatever your beliefs are, your passion, your ideas. But I think that's what makes great projects too. Any project you put your mind to, I'm not just talking about paranormal or filmmaking or whatever it is. Anything you want to develop, make, create, whatever it is, it really has to come from you wanting to do that, but you believe in it at 150%. The problem I see a lot happening is, I just want to be on TV. I'll do anything to be on TV.
Yes.
I just want that money back. I see everyone making TV, so I know that will make me thousands of dollars, so I have to be on TV. I need the money. Forget about all that. It doesn't happen that way. I am telling you right now, it doesn't happen that way. You get casted for an episodic series that happens so much, and it's oversaturated at this point, to be honest with you. It's not a lot of money even if you're getting casted. I mean, you might as well go get a job at McDonald's or something, like working 9 to 5, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's the pace of what you're going to be getting, walking around to every location, doing whatever it is on that series, and being told what to do.
Right. And like you said, I mean, at least you could sleep at night. You can sleep at night knowing that you're a genuine person. You're following what you want to do, and nobody's telling you what to do. So, I mean, some things are not worth it. It doesn't matter how much money it is.
Yeah, exactly. It was funny. I saw social media. It's really funny to me sometimes, because I'll get that one asshole that comes on and just like, I had someone post on I think I put out like some inspirational video the other day on my social media. I don't know. I love making them. It's cool. It drives me. It makes me wake up every day wanting to work harder and fulfill whatever.
That's awesome.
And I saw someone post some stupid comment. It was like, oh, look at this guy. He's making all this money, and here he is, like, trying to act tough. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what did I pay you? And how do you know my financials?
Right?
I could be pissed off. You don't even know who I am and like what I do, and you're just judging me. But that's the great thing about social media, is we can all go on a keyboard really quick and judge each other.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Great. It's
still want to
great
do
for humanity.
Internet trolls.
Yeah. No, I mean, it doesn't bother me. It's just really funny and amusing to me.
It is, yeah.
And then I realized really quickly when I read those comments, I'm like, why am I wasting so much time on this? I need to go edit like this project.
Right?
It's
Yeah,
like brainwashed.
You get drawn in, man.
I was gonna
It's
say, it almost draws you in to like what are they saying? Almost like a bad novel.
Yeah. Oh, I love TikTok. I love TikTok. Don't get me wrong. I'm the guy who goes scan. Oh, that's funny. Ha, send that to my buddy. Yeah, scan. And I'm like, for an hour, I'm like, holy shit, I need to go to sleep. What am I doing?
Yeah. You wake up too for whatever reason in the morning. The last thing you should do is grab your phone, but I do.
Yeah.
And I'm there for like a half an hour, 45 minutes scrolling through whatever. And it's like, come on, you got to go to bed, man. This is ridiculous.
It's creepy. It's creepy. Did you guys watch that documentary on the social media? What is it?
No.
Social, whatever it's called on Netflix?
No, I haven't watched it. I've heard so much about it that I'm afraid to.
My Netflix password.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's really scary how they break it down. And they actually, so they have they look at your stats, they look at who you are. So have you ever noticed how you start talking, or like, watch, it will happen after this. We can say like one word right now to each other, and you'll go on your Facebook. Everyone does it. You go on your Facebook, there was an ad that pops up. Like if I right now said Las Vegas, right? We all say it. Go on your Facebook. Look, you'll see
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
See a casino pop up. Yeah, come and visit us at like the Mirage. Come and visit. Like, what
we did that. My son and I were talking about this, and I said, watch this. And I said, man, these windows are really dirty. I should buy some Windex. Okay. Not even a day later, not even 24 hours. And there's a Home Depot ad for Windex. Like, of all the things that Home Depot sells and can make money off of, this is what they chose to put in my newsfeed. No, that's clearly stalking.
Yep. They try to slide that right in there.
Yeah, like what are they making, $1 off of a bottle of Windex? Wouldn't they normally like show me appliances or carpet or something that they can make more money off
Well,
of?
that's what they hope they get. You go into that store and buy those stuff.
Yeah.
I expect like Mr. Clean, shirtless, washing. Right now, you can get Mr. Clean at your house with Hulk Hogan coming over. Yeah, it's creepy. I remember I wasn't even on Facebook or anything like this or any social media. This is how crazy it is. I was out of all accounts. I was on my cell phone talking about stuff, and then the person said, we were talking about different stuff, and then all of a sudden, we were like, "Oh my God!" Like it was popping up on our Facebook feeds. Just whatever we were talking about. I'm like, how can you be tapping into someone's cell phone?
Right.
It's like, what's his name? Homeboy there who freaking exposed the what is it?
Oh,
the
what's his name?
data feed, Snowden.
Snowden.
Yeah.
Talks about like everybody's words and stuff is being collected and data logged, you know, like a Google search engine to
You know what?
It's creepy.
I hope that they are using that for good. You know, my sister and I talk about this all the time. Like, I hope that if they can tap into my son and I talking in my living room, not even on the phone, not texting each other, we're talking in my living room about Windex. I would hope that they're using it like to catch people who are in the sex trafficking ring and, you know, kidnappers and things like that. Like, I hope that they're using it for good as well and not just advertising.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean,
right.
It's an invasion of privacy. It is what it is. I mean, they can do whatever they want. I have nothing to hide, so I could care less. But I think unless it starts affecting my own life or my children and stuff, then, you know, I'm going to probably go back to my old self and find some mobster friends or something. Like, seriously, it's kind of creepy. And, you know, the scary part is they could tap into any smart TV or, you know, camera or cell phone or whatever. If you leave it on or something, your laptop, they say always put tape over your cameras and stuff. And it's the audio too. They can listen to your audio in your house, whatever you're talking about. They can turn your cameras on. This is a real thing. I'm not like theorizing about this. This is a real thing. And I would joke around and be like, I don't give a shit. You want to see me walking around naked? Sure, have at it. Like, you want to see, like, it's like whatever. Like, couple of perverts sitting in like a CIA building or some like building. Yeah, let's step in these people's homes.
Right.
Like, come on, your life is pitiful. You know?
If you see a bunch of black vans and stuff around your house, then you know.
Yeah, I know they roll up right now. Like a like SWAT team come flying in
Right.
and shit.
We're all on a watch list now. Shit.
Yeah. It's like John Tenney sitting there going, "I told you." I told you it was gonna
Exactly.
happen.
Yep. That's funny. Well, we only got about 10, or well, just a little bit over 10 minutes left with you, man. I want to give everybody a chance to kind of. We'll get a couple questions in before you have to leave.
I did want to ask, there was someone that messaged
Yeah.
the page that was from the UK, and
Okay.
she said she's gonna have to listen tomorrow, so she wanted us to ask if there was a location that you have not been to yet that you're just dying to go to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch. We have a huge list right now that we're looking at. Some of them never investigated. That we're looking at because we're talking about a season 2 coming up. So we got a lot of things that we're looking at that we're really excited about. But there is one location I've been trying to get into forever, but I think it's just like it's severely contaminated by asbestos and stuff. So
Oh, geez.
that's a hazard. It's outside of New York there. What the heck's the name of it? The mental
Love. Is it Love Canal? No, what is it?
No, it's huge. It's like a city. Like
Yeah, it's a city that's been contaminated by
asbestos and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was Love New York or something.
I forget the name of it, but I mean it's
I'm gonna look it up.
It's a psychiatric hospital. It's a psychiatric. I feel like psychiatric hospitals are extremely like the energy is crazy there. A lot of weird stuff. Yeah, mental asylums and psychiatric hospitals are like really top of the list. But yeah, there's a lot of places. I really want to go to so many different places. I would just like to go to the Mayan temples just to like tour it and walk around, not even to film it or anything, just go there and experience it. I haven't been to the Mayan temples. I've been to every state in America. I've been all over the United Kingdom, some ancient places. I've touched the rocks at Stonehenge. I've Salem, New Hampshire's American Stonehenge. I've gone all over the place. Man, I've been all over Canada. You know where I've never been, which would be cool, is Alaska.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely me too.
Asia, Russia, Australia. I really want to go to Australia. You know, just all over the place. There's a lot of, I think there's a lot of history. You know, when you go overseas, the ancient cities. I would like to go to places in Italy. Pompeii would be cool before all the ash and people just get disintegrated.
Right. See, Emma Jean wants to know if the Nick Groff tour events will be continuing next year.
Yeah, no, definitely. So we've been talking about NGT and new events coming up. So yes, they will. It just depends on, obviously the restrictions with COVID. Obviously, we want everyone to be safe, and I don't want to get sick.
Right.
So,
Sure. Oh yeah.
anyone else doesn't want to either. So, but yeah, I mean, we want it to happen. We definitely want to, but we're just waiting to see how everything kind of plays out, and obviously, all that stuff. So we'll see.
Yeah, those are fun events.
Yeah, but we're excited because we have we just launched the nickgroff.com site, so we have that up and running right now with Deathwalker merch and video shoutouts and autograph, whatever it is. I mean, I don't know why anyone would want an autograph, but no,
I got one hanging on my wall.
Oh, you rock! No, it's cool.
I didn't pay for it.
Good. So, I think in class out there, my buddy Dan out there has one hanging up, and he throws darts at it. But
nice.
Adam Kimmel probably has one somewhere hanging up that he talks to. We'll probably catch him and I'm talking to it.
Yeah, he probably does. Ironically, I have it hanging up, and I told my kids, they're 7 and 9, and I said, I'm going to be talking to Nick Groff tonight. And I pointed to your picture, and they're like, the guy that looks like Adam? And I'm like, oh my God.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
Adam
Right?
Cole? Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Adam's better looking though. I don't know. Tougher, you know, he has that like. Oh man, yeah, no, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta start growing out my beard bigger so we can divide who we look like.
I do have a question for you from our girl Ashley Storm. She wants to know if you have any regrets about
Yeah.
the way spirits were treated during your time on Ghost Adventures.
I mean, I don't know. Like again, you know, going back to what I was talking about in the beginning, I was so young that I think it wasn't. I mean, I don't have any regrets because I wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily like. I don't think I walked into any location. I think the only times I walked into locations when I felt threatened, and you felt like you were being bullied or whatever, I would be like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
you know, is that all you got or whatever? I'm not gonna take that. Or when I would hear people talk or cry and talk about how they're being affected and something is harming them. So I would probably like call out back then or when I was by myself. But I don't personally have regrets about it. I mean, you know, I can't speak for everybody else and how they acted, you know, the other guys. You know, I'm not their parents. I'm not gonna scold them for, you know, however they acted. So and again, it's like I feel like there is a respect value though when you walk into a location where people have passed away, like mental asylums or people that where there's been deaths that have been dramatic. And I'm not just talking about you're in a prison cell and you know this murderer what like
Right.
killed people. You're like,
Right.
oh yeah, you know, blah blah blah. You shouldn't have done this, and you're like really barking whatever at them. I think there there's no right wrong answers, but I think, you know, look, a bully is a bully, you know what I mean? And like the intent and energy that you put out is what you're going to get back. It's positive to positive, negative to negative. So you want to go in and be an asshole all the time and everywhere and at your own house and how you are and your mind or whatever it is, then that's what you're going to get in life. But I was always maintaining who I was. I've never lost track of, you know, walking in just like I would walk into my parents' house or walk into like my friend's house or like even if I came into any one of your houses, I wouldn't come in and be like, "Where you at?"
Right.
And
Right.
you
Knock
know,
on the door.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe a jerk. It's like having an axe that won't go away is like a gnat, you know?
Right. And I
Right.
try to explain that to people all the time at the seminary. You know, like these people had shitty lives, you know,
Yeah.
and you have to figure every stranger in their life probably was there to hurt them or did something that was not good for them. You know, they didn't have too many people on their side. So if you walk in as a stranger and are immediately being, you know, whatever, confrontational, you're not going to get a good reaction. I mean, and if your goal is to get scratched or whatever, then go for it. But if your goal is to get communication and to get evidence of the afterlife and to tell these people's stories, then be nice because that's what they're going to respond to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And let's set the facts straight. Not everything is a freaking demon these days.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like when you're confronting stuff, I think again, persuasion, right? Persuasion of everything's a demon. So I'm gonna go in and I'm like, F you, come on, come and get me, you demon, you this,
Right.
oh my god, oh my gosh, the world is opening up, apocalypse is happening. Like,
I'm possessed. I'm possessed.
yeah. So happen like that is not real.
Yeah.
I believe that, you know, the intent you put out into the environment, no matter what it is the intent you're getting back, period.
Right.
So
And that doesn't mean you're not going to have an experience. I tell people all the time, I'm positive all the time, and I never walk out of that building without having some sort of experience. Like it doesn't have to be negative to count as an experience. You can still have activity, just not bad, you know? So, and I wish that people would understand that because it makes things a little difficult.
I think sometimes too, even getting scratched, it could be like I think once I've definitely felt burning on my body and stuff like that. My body reacting to weird situations in a haunted location and thinking it's an experience. And I think a long time, maybe it was 30 East Drive. I felt like a scratch on my leg or something. but I've never actually had stuff like that showing up, so I can't speak from that experience. But I felt hands push against my back. I felt my shirts being tugged. I felt my body. I felt like channeling, a lot of channeling coming through, like losing yourself and like feeling
Yeah.
something's passing through you, or like even Moon River Brewery, Jesus, going way back. I felt like I was so vulnerable, and I let go of myself, and I felt something come in me, and all I could hear, I literally like blacked out, and all I could hear was kill him, kill him, kill him. It was
Yeah.
crazy, and snapping out of it. I don't know. I've had weird experiences like that that have. I used to laugh at The Exorcist and be like, "Come on, that can't happen. Can't get this." Like, I think vulnerability is a real thing. Vulnerability is somebody who's at really low, and however the brain is with the individual, you can be in tune and allow negativity to overrule your life. I think that's a scary thing. And
Yeah.
when that happened to me at Moon River Brewery, I felt like I was like, shit, I changed my whole mentality on what I thought about negative energy. It's actually, that's the only one thing that really gets under my skin. There's not a lot that scares me, to be honest with you, but I slept in morgue slabs for the whole night. Man, I've done some crazy stuff, and sometimes, but like that's one thing that kind of frightens me, is if something can do that and have the power of your own psyche to overtake your mind and your body, like that actually that's a little bit fearful, because what happens if you allow that to happen? You go in a depressive state, you oppress, and you go through the stages of whatever they call in the Vatican and all that stuff that they define, and then it turns into the possession. But it's over a course of a period of time. It just doesn't happen.
Right.
It doesn't happen. I think channeling happens. I think you can
Right.
lose yourself into, like, you can connect with energy, you can connect with emotions, you can allow yourself to be in tune with that, like a antenna and the signal of the TV. But I don't think necessarily you just suddenly are possessed. I think that's the problem, is things, again, like as far as media and whatnot, has allowed us to say, oh, that person is feeling that, or I saw them like that, so they're possessed. You know what I mean?
Right.
But again, it's just, understanding what things are and experiencing it for yourself and making your own conclusions, because at the end of the day, it's your own conclusions. It's like,
Right.
I I have my own personal experiences. I'm going to say, oh, you have to feel that way, or you were like that. I don't know what you experienced. I didn't put on your shoes today or your underwear or whatever.
Right. Right.
So I
Right.
don't know what you experienced, and I don't know how you experienced it. I'm just listening to you, and I think that's a problem too. We do is we don't listen enough.
Right.
We
Yeah.
listen. It's like anything, man. It's just like, man, it's like going to, I don't know, it's like going to a psychiatrist and saying, I want to tell you all my problems. I want to tell you everything and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody listens to you or whatever. I think we forget to listen to
Yeah.
people's
Oh yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
We just want to cut down each other and say immediately what it is based on my own ideas and theories, rather than just listen,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
And I've
think
learned,
people don't listen, they don't listen to understand it from that person's point of view. They listen to it to try to tell them how they should feel, and nobody can tell somebody how they should feel about any situation, so the paranormal world is no different than that.
yeah, I know, because everybody wants the right answer and the own answer of what they perceive it to be. I've learned to have a lot of patience and learn to really listen. I worked really hard on listening, because not just from interviewing hundreds of people throughout life, but I've learned because of my kids, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I got a 10-year-old daughter now that wants to just vent. And I'll be like, yeah,
I feel you, brother. I totally feel you.
this is what I did. She was crying to me the other night. She was telling me things. She felt really emotional.
Yeah.
And I was like, but and I stopped myself. I'm like, shut up. And I'll tell you why. I told myself to shut up, and I just sat there and I looked at it and I listened.
Yeah.
And the reason I did that is because years ago, stuff sticks with me. I was years ago, man, like 2010 or 11. It's right when my daughter was born, and I just got back on the road, and I was filming an investigation. I think it was in St. Louis. I'll never forget this. Stuck with me. And this little old lady, little old African American lady, was sitting at the bar with me in the hotel. I was bored. I had nothing to do, and I was waiting to film the next day. It was Ghost Ventures or something. And I was down in the lobby, and I was just sitting by myself, and it was just me right here, the bartender. It was this big, long bar, and she was sitting over here, and all these seats in between us. And I'm talking to the bartender. She's talking to the bartender. And then she looks at me, and I was like telling about my daughter was born and this and that in life. And, you start thinking, you're by yourself, you start thinking about everything. And she goes, I'm going to tell you something, son. I love this lady.
Right.
She stuck with me. I tell this to this day. She goes, I'm going to tell you something. You listen to your daughter when she talks to you, when she gets older, and as she evolves and grows, you make sure you listen to her. Don't talk, don't inject, like give her advice, always be there for her as she grows older, because what you're going to realize when she gets older, if you don't give her that, she's going to look for a father figure unless you're her father figure,
Yeah.
And that really stuck with me. And I learned to listen a lot better since then, because I would always, I'm so hyper. I'm so like ADHD, I'm all over the place, like rabbit, run. But I've learned to focus my energy, and I learned to listen really well and shut up. And it's like I think we forget to do that sometimes, with anything. And it goes for the paranormal too. It goes for life. It goes for somebody just wanting to express himself and vent or connect with one another. And all I'm trying to do is just like, I think, ripple effect this world in a positive sense, but also leave a mark for the next generation. I mean, our kids or whoever else, or whoever's listening, or whoever follows us or whatever. For when I die, man, when that time comes, like, I just want to leave that impact to remember for the rest of us to evolve humanity. Because if we're not evolving and we're not growing, then it's the purpose. Like,
Right.
what's the purpose of what? Like, we're gonna do our 9 to 5. We're gonna do this and that, and go through life and be like, shit, that was cool.
Right.
Like, I don't know, man. Like, you remember people like Tesla. You remember people like Einstein. You remember like the greats who revolutionized the way we think, or still makes us think about vibration, frequency, and so on. It's just like, you want to like strive every day to fulfill, to the best of your abilities with whatever you're given, the physical and mental capability to evolve not only yourself but others. And I think that's the bigger purpose.
Yeah.
For sure.
Merry Christmas, says Kathy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Kathy
not muted, Ashley.
I think they picked you up from the airport, Kathy and Tony.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. When I came to Madison.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're great.
Right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Amazing people.
Yeah.
Mama Kathy and Uncle Guido.
I know. We had great conversations.
Yeah.
Those were epic conversations.
That's my brother, by the way, right there, Lori. He's using his wife's Facebook.
What did I didn't read the second part. What did they say? They said
active listener.
It's a skill we no longer have. Ooh, interesting.
Kathy, hi, I'm your driver. I wanted
to driver. That's amazing. I hope you two are well. They're amazing.
They are.
We love them to death.
Yeah.
We're lucky to be able to call them family.
Yeah. They've been investigating Madison for, I mean, way before I think any of us. Like,
yeah,
they love that. They felt that's a cool thing too, is like when you feel drawn to certain places too,
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how I felt with where did I feel that with Hinsdale House. I definitely feel the draw.
God.
Oh yeah.
I just told Shelly last night, I'm like, can we please go back to Hinsdale? I need to go back to Hinsdale. Like, I'm wearing a Hinsdale shirt today. Like, I'm obsessed, man. I have unfinished business there. I know.
It's like every time you go back, there's something new, from
Yeah.
UFO to spiritual, paranormal, whatever it is. I learn something new every time I go back there. Yeah, it's super energetic draw to it.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the House of Wills. I noticed that was part of your Deathwalker mission.
It was.
Yeah.
I saw Eric. I'm like, man, he's an intense guy. I love that dude.
Yeah. We had a great conversation. Like, obviously I had to condense it in the edit, but the conversation was really cool. I love his perspective too. He's like, I don't believe in ghosts. Like he's so blunt and real about it. It's awesome. You know, that's his ideas, and I loved it because the next like sentence is, but I had this shadow man walk through my But it's cool because the way he describes it as, I believe he believed in time slips. He believes that it's not necessarily a ghost how we perceive as ghosts, you know,
Right.
that it's somebody who died and is like wandering around in between and leaping in and out of our reality. He believes it's like somebody from like a past that's walking by and it's like bleeding in and then leaving. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I think is a real possibility. I mean,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we get all into that with time and space. Is one of our first episodes. Madison was one of them.
Yeah.
Brush him out in prison.
Yeah, Madison is crazy like that. It's like a history book. You never know when you're investigating there. You never know what chapter you're going to flip to or what page you're going to land on. It's just you never know, and I think that's why we're drawn to it so much. Is you always learn something new when you go to Madison.
I feel like Madison's a really good example for, you know, the time slip and all of that, just because there's so many times where people see doppelgangers there. You know, they'll see somebody that, you know, I'll see Goose down the hallway and he's not wearing the same clothes he was actually wearing that night, you know. So where does he come from? You know, is it like right? Is it like a slip from the past or the future, or you know what I mean? It doesn't. I don't know. It's such a weird phenomenon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely is. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a big believer in that. I started getting really deep into that for, you know, this obviously series, and it's a cool theory to have, and I think it's a real possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to consider everything.
Oh yeah.
You can't just rule out one thing because of whatever. I think that's the problem too. Is science wants to try to break down things so heavily, you know, put it in a box. Just because, you know, whatever the physics or the chemistry or whatever, how it all works together. But really there's no way. I mean, how do you explain somebody dying, having an experience of seeing everything that unfolds, right? With a loved one way thousands of miles away coming to see you in the hospital and seeing what they're wearing, seeing what's happening, seeing what they're getting on the plane and everything, and describing that when they wake up, you know, the person gets there. And then they get there and they hear about it and say, well, that's exactly what I was doing. And they're, you know, I don't know. It's just, it's weird. And then you got to think about how they just discovered a couple of years ago, the ghost particle, you know, with all those cameras in that big globe of or whatever environment that they built with thousands of cameras to find that little speck to see that's the particle or dark matter or, I mean, it's like the same thing. If we look at the spectrum, right, that we see, have you guys ever seen it like on the eye doctor or whatever and seen the spectrum? The spectrum is this.
Yeah.
All right. So if it's like this, here we tiny are. This is all we see right here.
Right.
Dogs see this and so see this. And then what is the other part? I forget the other part, but it's like, but then what's all the rest of this space? It's like we don't see the air we breathe. We don't see oxygen. We're breathing. You know, we need it and when you feel it. You don't see the billions of neutrinos that are moving through your body every second. You know?
Right. But we were talking about this before. You know, it's hard. It's not something that maybe will ever be proven because it's hard to get the financial backing of scientists to, you know, support something that not everybody believes in, or to, you know, investigate something that not everybody believes in. You know, how do you convince somebody to pay millions of dollars to do research on something that is kind of a controversial topic?
You know what? With that, it's like I'm not sure if I want it proven.
Yeah.
It would take everything, you know, yes, that's like the final goal maybe, but I don't want it to be proven. I want to keep there looking for it.
Yeah, can you imagine finding out nothing happens?
Yeah.
Can you
That's what I'm saying, man.
anarchy, like religion, out the door.
Yeah,
Gods out the door. Like,
that's true.
but then can you imagine finding out that you evolve as an energetic form and go to a different planet billions of light years away that has a new life form into an alien higher intelligence that you encapsulate that body as this energy form. So here's just this one stepping stone. Like Earth is a small, very young, planet with
Yeah.
humans and stuff. And then we evolved to this other planet where you're higher intelligence, and now you know how to everything's robotics and whatever, and it's way advanced, and they have different. There's no gold, there's no like craziness. It's just something different, metals and stuff. And
Sure.
imagine it being something like that. It'd give you more of a purpose, I think, and more of a hierarchy. But then I think there would be no anarchy too, because like, oh, if that happens, man, I'm out of here.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. It could be like the Truman Show. Some people believe it's the Matrix that we're
Right.
living in. Some people
Yeah.
really believe that this is all. And I do this sometimes, and it's very strange. Like the other night, I was talking about it. I was talking to someone, and we were talking. And I was like, "Hey,
Yes, actually.
I'm that weird dude." At night, I was talking. And I was like on the phone. I was like, "Hey, just look at your room right now." They're like, "What?" I'm like, look at the four corners of you being boxed in. You hear how quiet it is, and it's like we can all do this right now. It's late, and you look around, and it's like everything's eerily quiet, right? Everything's weird. But what happens if you could, in your mind, knock down these walls, pull away everything, right? Like a computer graphed, however this is all intellectually put together with codes or whatever. You
Yeah.
just swipe it away with your hands in your mind, and then there's nothing. Like everything is a materialistic thing to our vision, our 2D world that we perceive things as. But if you
Right.
knock it all down, what is there?
But then I think about that. I do think about that all the time too. But then I'm like, why would I pick this? Like, why would I pick my piece of shit car that I have? Like, if I feel like I should be doing better, you know? I feel like I should have changed the coding a little bit or something.
Maybe in the life before you were the queen, had a castle with everything.
I feel like I was. I feel like I feel like I'm in the wrong life.
Sometimes you think she still is.
She was just waiting for you to say it for.
Yeah. Did you hear that, guys? Groff says I'm a princess.
Yeah. You're just gonna come back and own this. Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
it's like remember reading the book to your kids, Olivia? Do you remember
Yeah.
Olivia?
Yeah.
The little pigs where
Yeah.
Olivia's like, I want, and she finds her twin self that looks just like her, and she's like, I want to be a princess for a day. I don't want to be a princess for today. And they like go through their whole day.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, they have to tell their parents because they're like, oh, I can't go through this, and I miss my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That happens.
I was just talking to my friend the other day. I said, you know what? I love spending money way too much to be not a princess. I feel like I'm in the wrong reality right now.
Well, then I'm a princess.
Exactly.
That's probably the truest thing you ever said on the show there, Mike.
Kate's laughing pretty. She knows.
Yeah, I hear boss lady back there.
You know what though is when you die, you can't take your Lambos and your dollars, whatever your house or whatever the wealth is to your grave. But I have heard a story where a guy died in New Orleans, and he was actually buried in one of the cemeteries where he had 5 of his Lamborghinis buried with him.
Oh my God. Why?
It's pretty funny though. That is pretty hilarious. But hey, man, you got
Maybe he just wants to start him up every once in a while, you know?
Yeah. Can you imagine being in the cemetery and be like, we're getting somebody's out there in the cemetery now just digging them up. I think he's like Buffalo Bill from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Like, I hope there's a red one down here.
Yeah.
Just trying to find the Lambos.
Somebody finds his key fob and just walks around the cemetery.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be badass.
Start digging.
I don't
Found
know.
it.
Oh my gosh, that's so much.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I know you got to get going, but we have one more question for you because somehow, thanks to our buddy John Ward, this show always ends on a note of talking about food. I don't know why. It's a paranormal show, but we always talk about food. John Ward wanted to ask you, in your travels, what is your favorite restaurant that you've ever eaten at?
Oh my gosh, favorite! I've eaten at so many. Gosh,
That's the best part of investigation is going to all these new locations and eating at all these awesome restaurants.
yeah, I know. Man, I'm trying to think of some. Oh.
It'd be like McDonald's.
Right.
I know.
I think it's funny. The one thing he stutters
Chick-fil-A
on
is
is the question about food.
Chick-fil-A is good. I mean, you know what I've always wanted to do is be in like some crazy decrepit in the middle of the woods, like mental asylum, and order pizza and have it delivered.
We do it. You're not in the middle of the woods, but yeah.
I want some guy, like some person, to just be like, "All right, I'm here," and just have him like, "Yeah, come on in," and just like walk in, like stand there.
I feel like you could make a whole show about that.
I know. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, there's been some good places. Romania was pretty cool. One of the places. England, there was a cool country bed and breakfast place up on top of the hill that I stopped at. They had amazing beef stew, which was pretty epic. I forget the name of it. It was years ago, but Ireland was cool. I'm trying to think. I don't know. There's been a lot of restaurants. I don't think I have a favorite because I just love food. I love eating. I eat so much. I'm ridiculous at eating. Last night I was eating Cheez-Its at like midnight. You know, it's like you never know. I don't know. My metabolism's really fast, so I'm like, I'm just. It depends if I'm working out or whatever. If I'm gonna eat tons of food or whatnot, but yeah, you know, there's a cool place in Salem, New Hampshire, Tuscan Market. The Tuscan Market near the Tuscan Kitchen in Salem, New Hampshire is really good. I know the owner, and he does a really excellent job with his market. The gym across, and he's owned like the gym across the street, Drive Custom Fit, and all those guys are really cool. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of restaurants I love.
I had to ask because, like I said, the show always ends on the food note. So
yeah,
especially pizza discussion.
Yeah, pizza. Yeah, somebody's actually. Did you get to try Pizza Rotto while you were in Madison?
Frodo, man.
Frodo, sorry.
Pizza Frodo? Yeah,
no,
I think
it's Pizza Roto. It's right by
Frodo
the
or
hotel.
Frodo,
Yeah.
like Frodo, like from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Frodo shows up with the pizza. He's like, I want my ring. Yeah, I think I had their pizza last time we were there. I don't remember. Yeah.
Next time you're there, I'll order it for you.
Yes.
I've got it down pat.
All right, cool. Yeah.
The guys from Gateway get mad because now they can't eat any other pizza because it doesn't compare. Yeah.
All right. I don't know. I like making homemade pizza and like a stove oven, you know, like homemade stove ovens and hairy feet pizza. What is this?
Frodo pizza. Hobbit pizza.
Hobbit pizza.
Hobbit pizza.
The pizza that binds us all together. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely before midnight is good. Turn into a gremlin after midnight. You don't want a bunch of next becoming gremlins. We'll take your favorite Italian restaurant. I love Italian. Yes. Italian food is amazing.
Yes, it is.
I remember when my sister and I were kids. Remember when Olive Garden started coming around? Obviously, it's ridiculous franchise. And I'm talking about. I love real Italian restaurants. There's a great one in Buffalo, New York, that I ate at recently. But I used to steal the breadsticks. Not steal them, but like they bring baskets of breadsticks over.
Yeah.
My sister would be like, back in the day, she'd be like, pocket them. And I don't know why I thought it was cool at like 10 in my pocket.
You actually put them in your pocket?
Yeah,
They have the boxes, right?
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous. I was 10. My sister told me to do it. I'm an Aries baby. I told you I do stuff. I can't say no, and I have to jump off, stuff when they say. So
It's funny.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, before you have to hop off here, why don't you give us a rundown of everything we could be looking out for?
Yeah. So I obviously social media pages, just look up Nick Groff and the nickgroff.com page. We have pretty much everything up there. We have huge announcements coming up in 2021. Deathwalker streaming in the US right now on VidiSpace. We have more news coming up on where it's going to be broadcasting, TV, cable, streaming everywhere worldwide here very soon, 2021. I have a huge project I've been working on. It's pretty big. It's epic. So we'll be announcing that in 2021 too. Yeah, I mean, there's some really cool stuff coming up. Oh, and Unlimited Journey with Mike Couch, Lost Limbs Foundation, amazing charity for people with obviously amputees looking for prosthetics. All money raised goes to their charity, Lost Limbs Foundation.
Awesome.
And we have an incredible series we've been doing called Unlimited Journey. It's on Amazon Prime right now, and also VidiSpace. 2 episodes up. For first episode, Mike Couch and I conquered Mount Washington, New Hampshire, and then Spartan Beast, 14 miles, 30 obstacles. Both episodes are super compelling, and great news coming up for that really soon. We were supposed to do another challenge every year. I had one set up at the beginning of the year. We were going to swim 2 miles in a lake and climb a mountain. It was crazy, and we were. I was gonna. I always try to set up some crazy challenges. Helps me stay motivated to keep healthy and fit, or do something. I feel so drained after locations and traveling. So.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things that I love it, and I have so much passion for it. So a lot of big things coming up. So just keep checking out the social media, and thank you so much for all those support and everything you guys give me, and it really does mean a lot to me, with everything I do. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
And thank you for being a normal person and not letting all of your fans go to your head. One of my favorite stories to tell people is that you came to the seminary, broke a lamp in the lobby, and
damn,
and
we were friends.
He would not let us clean it up. Like, he's like, no, I broke it. I'm doing it. I'm like, listen, you're Nick Groff. You're allowed to break whatever you want. I'll clean it up. And he's like, no. And so, I mean, I love hearing about how down to earth you are and about how real you are. And thanks for not letting all of your fans go to your head.
Thank you. No, I love it. It was starting to. I'm glad you deflated it.
That's what I'm here for.
No, totally. I mean, I'm just doing my thing. Honestly, I'm happy. I'm doing my thing. I'm motivated. And life's short. Like all the other stuff is noise to me. And I mean, you just got to do what you want to do and believe in what you want to accomplish. And I think you got to be focused too, and just every day wake up wanting to do it even better than the day before. So it's just kind of what I'm doing and striving for, mental wise and physically. Been cooped up. I need to get back in rhythm. It's just part of life. Whatever we're faced with, you gotta take that and conquer it. And whatever you put your mind to, just go after it. It's all the only advice I can give. No matter what you believe in, what you want to do, what you love to do. Find that passion, just go after it, and just do something great. You know what I mean?
So I emailed you my phone number. Give me a call every day and remind me. Just say that over and over again.
Can I just get a daily Groff reminder about how to be a good person and
how to get through things?
I'll leave you one voice message with just one word or 2 words. I don't know, 4 words, whatever.
Right, I'd be happy to do that for you.
I know. Right? I'll just leave you one. Would be like, what are you doing right now? Just think about it. Let it settle in. Think about it, make some coffee, drink it. Be like, what am I doing right now?
Yeah.
And just go for it.
Too early to think that way. My God.
We'll see you all of a sudden doing yoga and like, going, Oh man.
Oh, that's good shit.
I love it.
Well, man, I appreciate you being on our show. It was an awesome time. Probably the quickest hour and a half ever, and you stuck around longer than you said you could, and I appreciate that so much.
Right on. Cool. Yeah. No, thank you for having me. It's cool, man. Yeah. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to wish you the best of holidays, and like I said, thank you so much, and I just nothing but love coming from the chat room. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right back at you. Yep. So thank you and much love
Yeah.
and happy New Year's if I don't talk to you guys. And
Yes.
all right, you too, man.
2021, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to meet face to face this coming year at some point.
Fun, yeah. We'll go
Yeah.
grab some drinks or have fun or whatever.
Yeah, awesome.
Or we'll just lock Adam up in a closet somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
He'd be okay.
Yeah, I'm all
Sounds
for that.
Yeah. Take care.
All right, sir.
All
Thanks
right.
so much, man.
Bye.
Take care.
Have a good holiday.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, that was
He's
an
so
awesome
nice.
show. Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Oh, nice.
Like you know, I was telling you before you came on how nervous I was to have like.
Yeah.
No, I'm kind of nervous when we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm usually nervous going into this pretty much every Thursday, anyways. Like, what do I ask? You know, but
Yeah.
it's just such a laid back guy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he just got right into it, just right into those rabbit holes, and I'm like my head almost hurts right now from all that theory he was throwing at us.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
But I do
But
love it. He's a very positive person. He's a very genuine person, which is hard to find. He's a good guy to talk to. Oh,
Yeah.
Matt, I wanted to show you I got my.
Oh, nice.
There you
Gateway Paranormal. That's a big thing coming up this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. They got their big release this weekend. On Saturday. You can buy early release tickets before their documentary goes on to Amazon in a couple days. And it's only $5. You watch it from home. There's no, you don't got to worry about social distancing. Just watch it in your PJs from home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. Matt, nothing but love for you guys. I can't wait to see the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
Already got my alone time booked. I can't wait to watch. But yeah, and it's all going to a good cause too. So
yeah,
you guys gotta watch it. I can't wait.
I love those guys. They're like already getting a head start on FCICon and NADCon and raising money. They're awesome.
Right, it's gonna be amazing. Ashley, thank you so much. I had to laugh, Ashley, when you said the meaning of
Oh God, Ashley.
Our dear friend, sister from another Mr. Ashley.
Right.
All the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy's references back and forth, trying to keep straight face.
Yeah, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was one of them.
Yep. Gateway Paranormal Films.
Thank you for all of that.
So, I mean, you guys, we got Christmas coming up. It's an awesome way to go out.
Yeah.
Just we need this. It was good. And we got January is going to be killer.
Oh, God.
I cannot even wait to get going in the new year already.
Oh,
we got some amazing guests coming. I mean, are we gonna?
I'll be on the show.
Michael Bradley might talk every once in a while.
Are you gonna spoil things? Is that what you were about to do?
I was going to, but I won't.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh, you're not going to? Okay.
I'll keep everybody on a little bit of a leash for a little bit.
Okay.
We got
someone that spoils everything.
I know. I don't even think you're up to date on everything that's going on. So
that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited for January.
Yeah, so we're
saying I gotta fix my notifications. You guys had a whole conversation before I even realized it.
Yeah, we do that.
But super excited about the new year and super excited about getting back into it to investigating and exploring next year.
Yeah.
Getting into our projects that we got coming up, and I really hope this thing all turns around. It has to.
Yeah.
I'm itching so bad. It's starting to really get to me.
It will.
Yeah.
Starting to feel trapped a little bit, a little claustrophobic.
Yeah, especially with it being cold outside too.
Yeah, yeah. So the weather on top of everything's definitely not helping. But I've been trying to really soak in the holidays. Like I told you when we had Dustin on a couple weeks ago. I started Christmas almost immediately after Thanksgiving, which I usually don't do.
Yeah.
But I hit it hard, and we put the tree up. It's been Christmas music 24/7. Feeling jolly, like a jolly old elf.
All right,
Yeah.
Ashley just made a big announcement.
Yeah.
She's going to be at MadCon next year.
I'm
wow. Nice.
You can give me grief face to face then.
Ashley, I'm
She'll
gonna need
probably
you
say
to
hi
come
to
in.
everybody but me.
Yeah.
Probably.
And actually, since we got
come in 2 days before and then leave 2 days after because we need some shenanigans time before you
need some girl time, right?
Yeah. Look, see, Shelly's excited too.
That's awesome. But hey, before everybody signs out, because I know everybody was here for Nick. I mean, let's just be honest, right? We still got 62 people. If you guys have any questions for us, we have experiences. Mike and I are, investigators. If you got any paranormal questions, any topics you want to bring up in the last half an hour, shoot it away. Ask us. We love to chat. I mean, that's why we're here.
I like how Mike and I are investigators. Thanks, Goose.
You're an investigator. I mean, let's be honest. You hang out at Madison.
I mostly investigate the same place, but yeah.
But whatever.
I try. Now everybody's talking about
coming out with
MadCon.
our princess investigation product soon.
That's right. I'm serious. I was meant to be a princess. I don't understand what's happening, but I'm just going with the flow. I don't know.
Yeah, next time I see you, you're gonna have like 5 cases of gear and
right.
She'll have a tiara.
Yeah.
You're like, this is my kingdom.
Listen, Nick Groff said I was a princess, so
yeah. If Nick Groff says you're a princess,
it's got to be true.
Yeah, it's got to be true.
I'm the real princess.
Mike,
of this group.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
Honey, could you cut my mango?
That reminds me, there's one sitting on the counter. I'm gonna have to ask her about it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's ripe yet, though.
Yeah, and I was very happy. I wish that more people had the same attitude that Nick has when it comes to going into a building. I like that he very carefully alluded to other people and how they investigate, but he was very respectful, obviously. But I do like his approach to things, and I do like, that he treats them like people. He's very respectful when he goes in.
Yeah, and that's very important. And you know what? When I first started, I was like his old show.
Yeah.
Going in, yelling if things weren't happening the way I wanted them to, trying to get things stirred up, but not the way you do things. It's disrespectful, especially, I guess if you're reenacting,
right?
It's a different thing, different scenario, different experiment.
Right.
But I mean, just to go in there and start taunting just to get a reaction, it's not right. And especially when you go to places like Madison, where there was so much sorrow and just sadness and just it wasn't, it was everybody's home, so it was supposed to be happy, but it really wasn't because a lot of them were displaced. It just very disrespectful.
Right.
Like you evolve. We evolved from what we used to,
Right. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
As you mature in this field, maybe.
Yeah.
I agree. Hopefully you pick up and realize that, as you mature, but some people don't.
Yeah.
There's some people.
It just makes it hard. People come to Madison and, they watch TV. And so they think that that's how you're supposed to do it. And so they walk in and they're like, can you move this chair? Can you close this door? Can you grab my arm? Can you pull my hair? Can you turn on that light? And it's like, okay, first of all, They take a couple days worth of investigation and cram it into 42 minutes for TV.
Right.
Like shit does not happen that quickly.
No.
Calm down. You know,
Yeah.
and then they want to, you know, oh, I think there's a demon in there. No.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
went in being an asshole. Like if you're disrespectful, then anybody, you know, is gonna fight you back. Right.
That's what I was thinking. That I was like, what if they pose as a demon just to get you to leave them alone?
Right.
You know, like
And then
they.
you're yeah.
It's the opposite of what people usually say. Like the demon poses as something else, but what if it's the they're like, well, I know how to get these people out of here.
Right? Yeah. Because we will get stuff at Madison and it'll say like the devil or demon or whatever. And we're just like, okay, seriously, stop. Like we're not playing that game. And then usually it stops. Like it's not they're like, oh, that's not gonna work with you. Okay.
Brian Baum reiterated a very strong point though, that shuffleboards do cause demons.
It does.
Well, they do.
So you know.
Especially the losers of the game. They get pissed.
Investigators from certain shows will tell you shuffleboards are demonic sigils. Just so you're aware.
It's very scary stuff.
Stay away from the
There's a
shuffleboard, kid.
hopscotch thing in there. It would have been like they would have shut the building down.
Oh God. Now I want to put hopscotch in there too. See what happens.
Well, I would dump it every time. I would do it. You can't walk past the hopscotch thing and not do it. Come
right.
on. There's not been one time that I haven't done it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I really want to get some shuffleboard, whatever they're called.
Oh yeah, we can totally play
or whatever. Yeah, that's what Kathy and I were just talking about.
And see what happens. I bet you we get something there.
Yeah.
You know.
Just leave them set up in the hallway and see what happens. You know, I bet they fall over all the time. Actually, I have not heard from her recently. I haven't been at the building very much either, so that might have something to do with it. And every time I seem to be there, whoever I'm with doesn't really want to go to that area of the building. So I haven't heard anything. And I don't know if you heard anything. Maybe she just wanted her story to be told, and now that it's told, she's done. I don't know, but no new developments. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy used to play
shuffleboard.
That's what I was talking about. Kathy and I were talking about getting, all the stuff that we need, and she's going to teach me how to play so we can play whenever we're there.
There you go.
Dude, I want to learn how. Let me know when you do it.
Okay, Kathy can teach you too. She knows how to play for real.
All right.
Awesome.
But
no conjuring demons. Come on, guys.
Hey,
yeah, I don't know.
Do
it. Does it only conjure them like if you win, or if you let them win, then you're okay, or what? How does that work?
I don't let anybody win anything.
Is there something? Do you have to say shuffleboard 3 times and then the demons come, or what?
You're like Beetlejuice,
right?
Shuffleboard, shuffleboard, shuffleboard.
Ashley does have a paranormal question.
Oh.
Have you had any UFO experiences?
I have not.
I have not had like any personal like I don't know, like what's the word I'm looking for?
Encounters?
Encounters, yes, with any kind of alien life forms. I have seen weird, unexplainable shit in the sky.
You know of.
Yeah, that I know of. I have seen some weird shit in the sky. I used to, back when my knees were good, I used to hike a lot and camp and go hunting. So I was out in the woods and the open fields a lot, and it's amazing what you can see when there's no city lights around.
Yeah, I was
like
hoping
Hinsdale. Yes.
Hinsdale.
Yeah, Hinsdale was amazing.
Yeah, that's the place to sit and watch if you're gonna look for, or places like that.
Yeah,
out in the mountains by themselves.
We spent a lot of time investigating the sky while we were at Hinsdale.
Yeah.
We were there actually on a
meteor shower that night too, I think.
It was beautiful. I mean, that's the first time during a meteor shower that I've actually been able to see meteor showers. It there's no city lights around. You're out in the middle of the nowhere, and you're like on top of this hill.
Yeah.
It was amazing. But to say that I've had personal encounters with a UFO, or I know you are, Shelley.
Yeah, that's why I said that you know of.
Definitely not of this world. But yeah, I mean, I've seen weird shit in the sky. What it is, I don't know. Stars, satellites, space stations, Starship Enterprise. I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, this is a little late to be talking about aliens and UFOs, guys.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got to go to bed soon.
Just go watch a Disney
Damn it,
movie.
Ashley.
It's fine.
Have you been to Skinwalker Ranch? No, it is on my bucket list though.
We have a never-ending bucket list.
I know, and it grows.
I hear people talk about that a lot.
It's a ranch with a skinwalker. No, it's a ranch, and I can't remember if that person could remind me of the actual location of Skinwalker Ranch, but it's basically, it was a very Native American area. Obviously now it's a ranch. There's sightings of what they call a skinwalker, which is like a cryptid / demonic spirit / Native American spirit. It can take on many forms. Often it'll appear like almost like a wolf, like almost like a werewolf that can walk on all fours, but also on its hind legs.
All right, forget about that.
Yeah.
That's too much for you.
What are your views on a skinwalker?
For me? That's my question. How far away?
It's in Utah. It's in Utah. They just chimed in. Which actually, there is another place I believe in Utah. It's the legend of something Frog Ranch. It's another ranch in Utah that they bought to dig for the gold. They know the area is rich in gold, and as they're digging and they find these underwater, like underground caverns everywhere, and supposedly they're supposed to be finding all kinds of crazy stuff. They're talking about Bigfoot, they're talking about aliens, spirits, all kinds of stuff that they're running into as they're just trying to find this pocket of gold that they bought the location for.
Now,
it sounds really
it freaks me out, but I'd be going to it if you guys said, let's go to Skinwalker Ranch. I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, right. I'll drive.
Right.
Yeah, blood-fueled rituals. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds really cool, and I know there's several documentaries on it. I think there's a really good one that was just recently released a while back, and I'd like to check that out. And there's a lot of books on it and stuff like that, but it's one of a million places I want to go.
Right.
And we always talk about the bucket list places, but then like somebody else will say something that you didn't think of, and like, oh yeah, I want to go there.
Right. I swear every week on the show I add at least 1 or 2 places to my bucket list.
Thank you, Shelley. Blind Frog Ranch. That's it.
Sorry.
You're fine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go to Utah, Goose.
Yeah.
I got friends in Utah. Got a place to stay.
Let's go. I don't know though. I'm like, with COVID, you have to make your groups of people smaller when you go to places. You shouldn't really go with a lot of people, whatever. And that kind of scares me. So I think I'm going to have to wait until things calm down. Because I don't know.
Yeah, I've got big plans next year. We're talking about the new year coming. Obviously, we all want to stay healthy, with the pandemic we're fighting through. But I got big plans to get my health turned around next year. So there's a lot of things that I want to do that I can't because I've let my health go, and it's just when I can't comfortably spend the whole night investigating Madison without my knees feeling like they're going to explode at the end of the night.
Yeah,
it's eating at me pretty bad.
I miss you too, Eddie.
I don't know what's going on. Like the last couple of times, it seems like I've been to Madison, I've been sick. Like I get sick while I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one time we were there, I was like buried in that coat, man. Like I was like,
Oh yeah.
and I wasn't sick before I went there.
Yeah.
Like there've been times I leave and I get home and I throw up.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Well, the last few times we've been there, though, we've been there with well, the very last time it wasn't a huge crowd because of the COVID restrictions, but
I was fine last time.
yeah,
I
the
think
times before
I
that
feel
were,
everybody and all that stuff going on. Like I just
you're probably a lot more empathetic than you think you are.
Right.
Picking up on everybody's vibes and everything going on.
I do that. Because I've gotten sick after weddings when there's a lot of people around.
Yeah.
Like I just. Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, you could be picking up energy. Nice. You could definitely be like absorbing energy of everybody around you, and
Yeah.
we do. Maybe
it does seem like guys get a lot more nauseous at the building. I feel like
I just get enveloped in black clouds.
No big deal.
and channel demons. No, I'm just kidding. I definitely absorb a lot of crazy energies at Madison.
Yeah.
And I get myself into a weird state, and thank God Bike's with me because he always pulls me out of it. Or he walks away and leaves his wife to take care of me.
I'm like, can you walk right downstairs? I'm doing some investigation. Right. Well, you know what? I know that she would slap the shit out of you too if she had to.
Yeah. It's very hard. Like you have to make sure you're in the right frame of mind to investigate Madison. That's for sure.
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
It's anxiety, Holly. I just think it's like because I've been around people before, but when I don't know what it is, but it's either like happy places, like the wedding, like I get all that emotion, and then like even Madison, everybody's happy there. They're ready to investigate.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is. It's not anxiety, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Hey man, we got props from the boss, the big boss man, the golden voice, Man Mountain, Mr. Dave Wolver. You guys absolutely killed it tonight. So proud and so pumped for 2021. Thanks, man. That honestly means a lot. I mean, we've been with RE Media with our show from close to the beginning, and you guys have been really cool about letting us pretty much run the show the way we want to and have the guests that we want to on, and we have a good time, and we're growing. I think we're growing. I mean, look, Nick's not been on for almost half an hour, and we still got 65 people watching. Yeah. So, that to me is a testament to how we're growing as a show, and the value of some of the guests that
we're knocking off. They're like, oh shit, Nick's not coming back.
Right. Oh yeah, it has dropped. Yeah. Oh, Nick, now we're getting back to our regular numbers, but no.
I did tell Oliver about our January. I told him today. Yeah. So he's aware that it's going to be fire.
Oh, Adam Kimmel too. Hi, Adam.
What?
Adam was on there, yeah.
Oh my goodness. There's another face I miss.
I miss Adam. I really do miss Adam very much. I miss all the Mad crew.
Yeah. It's been rough.
Yeah.
There's one thing I want for Christmas is for this fucking pandemic to disappear so we can all be together.
Right.
Let's have a party.
And a new truck, but the new truck can wait.
Whatever.
Right.
We did have Santa out at the building last night.
I saw the picture.
That was fun. It didn't go as well as we thought. Oh my God.
What?
Oh shit. So we took the Phasma box with us just for shits and giggles while we were walking around. We figured it's an old-timey looking Santa. Like, this is going to be great. They're going to have such a good time, Yeah. And somebody would say, "Are you excited Santa's here?" And it would say, "No." Or I'm not,
Holy
or
shit.
not excited, or
Wow.
leave, or get out. I'm like, oh my gosh, bah humbug. Last time I do anything for you guys.
Right? That's hilarious. I mean, that's
Yeah.
amazing you're getting that response.
Yeah. I mean, we were so excited. Like we were like kids at Christmas, you know, like, oh,
Right.
when's the last time they had Santa come in the building? Like they're gonna be so excited. No, they were not
Right.
excited.
Yeah.
It was like the
That's-
time we cleaned out the kitchen. Took like 6 hours. All of us cleaned it out. And then we're like, what do you think of the kitchen? They're like, unnecessary. Screw you
right,
too
bitches.
then. Right?
Right.
Jeez.
Wow.
So it was funny. It was not what we expected, but it was still fun. And it was some good pictures.
Yeah.
That's really all that matters. And Addie got her pictures with the girls on his lap. So it was a good night.
Awesome. That
Listen,
I was looking at the
show.
What?
So this is not Adam's show. We don't need to
come on.
ask Adam questions. Come on.
Hear enough about Adam. No, we love you, brother. I'm sure there will be another location. Holy Stark. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Just throwing it out
gosh. Right? There's
Bye,
so
Ashley.
many.
No, that's just a pipe dream. I would love.
Yeah.
We don't
I'm
need
just
it.
kidding, Brian.
What ghost
Oh,
box do you use? What ghost box do you use?
We just had the Phasma box going. It's just
Okay.
it's the program. You can run it on a Windows tablet.
Yeah.
I know it's a little sketchy. People don't. First of all, I'm not a ghost hunter. I'm not on TV. I don't. I like it for personal use. We've done a lot of testing on it, and it seems to be pretty good. It's not connected to the internet. We've tested it by holding up pictures of something and saying, "What is this?" and then the right answer will come through. It's sketchy because it is a program on a computer, and like we talked about earlier on the show, our phones and computers pick up everything that we talk
Right.
about. So it is it's skeptical when you say, what is your name? And then a name comes across. Like that could easily be a computer algorithm. But we've gotten a lot of really good responses with the Phasma box. We like it.
Well, what impressed me was when we had Tim Woolworth on a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, and he was talking about the apps, and he actually gave props to the Phasma box and how it's engineered and how useful it is. And so, at hearing him, he's a guy that I trust, and he's definitely knows his ITC and just audio engineering. Amazing guy. I definitely, if you're gonna get an app for ITC, I would definitely suggest the Phasma box.
Yeah.
I have it. I had it on my old computer after we downloaded, but much easier if you have it on a tablet. Just saying, you want to carry a laptop around with you everywhere.
It's got to be a Microsoft tablet, right? Or a
Windows based.
Yeah.
You have to have Windows operating system. But it's great. It's a great app.
And it's just like every other piece of equipment. It's not going to be accurate every single time. It's not going to be accurate 100% of the time. You're going to get still gibberish that comes through. But you know what? I can't stand the noise of a spirit box. So it's good. It's good for me. Right. So I like it for that reason.
When I used to listen to all the audio and stuff, oh my God, that was the worst parts to listen to.
When you were doing it?
Yeah. Finally, I was like, no more of this. I'm not doing any more spirit box listening.
Yeah, and I can't understand it. I mean, I can't even, when a voice does come through on those, I can't decipher what it even said. I don't know. Maybe it's just my ears, but people will be like, oh, that sounded like a male voice saying that, whatever. I don't know, like a whole sentence. And I'm like, what? All I literally heard was blah. And I'm like, what? I don't do well with those things.
Yeah, it's hard.
I mean, I've never tried them with the noise canceling headphones. Maybe it would be easier that way. But
I don't know. It's you still hear that noise. I mean, that doesn't go away. It's better for other people around you not to hear.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's definitely useful with if you're using the Estes method
Yeah.
or sensory deprivation, whatever you want to call it. To have the headphones on, and have one person listening, and just reiterating what's coming through, and seeing if it matches up with other people's questions.
Yeah.
I myself, yeah.
Train your ears, you must.
Yeah. That's why I said I don't know if it's just my ears. Like I'm not, I'm not trained to listen to it. So I don't maybe I'd get used to it, but for now I don't know.
But I mean, I've heard sentences across them, but it's just too hard for me to listen to. Basically, is my problem.
Yeah.
Like that noise. Like I can't concentrate. I mean, I am ADHD. I tried the noise canceling headphones, and I was like, we tried it, and I was just like terrible at it because I was like really trying to focus, and I just couldn't. Because I could only hear that.
Yeah, I don't like that noise either. I can't stand it, and I'm honestly, you guys know I have the Jeff Fent box, what I call Grandpa box.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thought process as the Geo. What do they call it? The
GeoBox.
Yeah.
GeoBox. Why can't I not remember that? Oh my god. The GeoBox or the Andres box or the Portal, whatever you want to call it, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Those are nice.
Our good friend Jeff makes some just brilliant boxes, and definitely an artist, and he puts a lot of spiritual stuff into them. And a lot of them, mine is actually partially made out of some wood harvested from Madison.
Nice.
Some extra pieces of wood that Adam said he could use for his projects. So it's cool, and it's interesting to use at Madison. It seems to do really well there.
Yeah, it does.
It's really cool. It always says hello to me when I turn it on.
Yep.
It says, "Hey Goose, what's up?" Hey Goose. I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" I want to know who you are, who's calling me or talking to me all the time. But
so I can say hi back.
I can verify that because I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good too. I do like those a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the same thing. There's a lot of gibberish, and you gotta you gotta go through it and pick what's good. But I don't know.
And
Oliver's on a roll tonight,
right? Andy's box.
I have not heard of an Andy's box.
I think I literally just watched another podcast with him on it last night. I think they're the same.
Oh, really?
The same concept. Yeah, I think it's the same thing as the ones that Jeff Fent made.
There's a lot of box builders out there. I know Steve Holte, the guy who did the Portal, Steve Hoff, is that his name? Yeah. He's a little real controversial with what he does because he'll take his boxes and try to contact celebrities that have just passed away. He's a little ridiculous. It's a little crazy.
Do you think those boxes will eventually just become mass produced and sold?
I think some sort of version of them.
Yeah.
I think they already are. I think there's.
Is that what the Portal is? Maybe, I don't know.
The Portal, not so much. It's still Steve Huff's baby. There's a lot of people that have them, and people know how to make them. I know, Joe Pieri. He makes a very similar. I mean, it's basically the same thing with his own little tweaks. He has a little different take on the pedals and stuff that he puts on it. He's engineered it differently, but it's the same thought process. A lot of people call them spirit box enhancers because it's technically the radio is not in the box. It's you plug it in and it removes the white noise and frequencies for you. Which I guess you would technically call the Jeff Fent box that I have. I know the GeoPort is like its own self-contained unit where everything's inside. You just turn it on and it starts sweeping, and you adjust how you want it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what did she?
Yeah, I just worry that they're gonna those, or not really worry. It's just probably the next progression is somebody's gonna start mass producing them.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, the technology is there. a friend of mine was trying to build one with microprocessor, the Raspberry Pi, which a lot of people use for gaming. The guys who like have the gaming consoles that you could store like 1,000,000 games
Right.
and play it on one console. It's that type of technology where it's real tiny. And you can actually program it to scan through FM and AM. It's the same thing, but it's a more computerized digital scan. So, I don't know. I definitely see, though, I could see them becoming mass produced eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing is that like as the people build them, they'll put different things in there that will, like you said, like the Raspberry thing, that'll bump them up. Like it'll start evolving.
Yeah, they'll make them more compact and easy to carry. And they'll be like cheaper plastic or something. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. It's gonna be plastic looking like wood.
Yeah.
Wood paneling.
Simulated and I've actually already seen some of those coming out by various, but even then they're still smaller companies, so it takes a while for you to get the equipment. It's they produce it as the orders. Yeah. As the demand comes, they build so many, and
it would be cool. I mean, it is a good piece of equipment, and like she was saying, it's hard unless it's crystal clear to understand everything that's coming through, and it's hard to pick up on what's the radio and what's not. So hopefully those kind of things will be cleared up in the future. But
what's that all about, Dave? I need to talk to you soon about this new Ohio Cryptid series next year.
That's right.
I got to get the knees in shape. I have a feeling.
That's right down your alley, man.
His very next entry is be ready.
He's going to throw you in the woods.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever.
Good. Maybe
I've been working working on my my call and my knocks.
Nice.
I'm down.
He's ready, Willie.
Yay, Media Network Originals. No, that's cool, Ben. I'm definitely down. I need to get back out into the woods, and it's definitely an area that I've been interested in investigating more and more. I know Mike won't be with me on that adventure.
No.
But that's fine. We don't always have to be together, Mike.
No.
I just need some space. I need some time. I need my own projects.
That's right. You need your own stuff. You need to get out there and look for scary cryptid type things.
Yes. What Mother Squatchers? Yes. Absolutely. That'll be awesome. More amazing things coming in 2021. And we're past time. Look at us.
Oh shit.
It's past 10 o'clock.
That's crazy.
Tree knockers.
I think D Nice and I should do a Roger was it Roger and Ebert, whatever his name, Siskel and Ebert thing about paranormal shows. Where we rate them.
Denise and Heisenberg watch scary movies.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
You're like this the whole time.
Like this.
Right. Turn it off.
Oh no.
Right.
That would mean it's too scary.
Right.
It's like the opposite. Too scary. All right.
Can't do it. Not even
all right, crypto heads. It's that time.
Oh.
Now it's time to say goodbye to our crypto head family. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for so many people who stuck around after an amazing guest Nick Groff was on. What a way to blow out the end of 2020.
Yes.
And I could already tell 2021 is going to be amazing. Not just for our show, for RU Media. I mean, you guys watch out for our paranormal podcasts. Watch out for the paranormal people. Watch out for, obviously, RU, Resident Undead. They got some documentaries coming out. Check out RU Media for the Gateway Paranormal release tomorrow.
Yes.
$5 gets you access, goes to a good cause. Get to see the documentary filmed at Fairfield before anyone else.
Yeah.
And I
There's
think
a
they're going to be having
Q&A
some drawings or
after.
something going on online too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're doing. They're actually giving away an investigation ticket for FC Icon,
Ooh.
so that's cool.
Very cool. Definitely worth the $5 chance
Right?
to see an awesome. I know it's going to be an epic documentary. Those guys are amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good. I'm
we
excited. I
do.
think this was a really good end to the year. I think it was full of positivity. It's full of exciting new things going on. You know, not just for us, but for everybody. For Nick, I mean, he's doing great. That's awesome.
Yes.
Hopefully,
Amazing stuff.
2021 is full of, you know, all of our friends doing amazing things. I'm excited.
Yep. And obviously, just I guess luck has it that the next 2 Thursdays are major holidays or eves. Or eves to major holidays.
Yeah.
So we will not be here for another 2 weeks. We'll be back on January 7th. And we actually got a very awesome special guest, Jeff Bellinger. Put that guy's face up there. He's been on a lot of the paranormal shows. I know he's one of the major historical researchers for the Ghost Adventures, or at least he was at one point. A lot of podcasts. He's been on AM Coast to Coast quite a few times. Very knowledgeable, very entertaining guy. I love the guy to death. I met him and we just had a great time together. He was at the Kent Paranormal Weekend 1 year.
Yeah,
he was at Kent Paranormal. He did an amazing lecture. It was really cool how he put everything together. Just another great mind and just a really cool, fun guy. It'll be an entertaining show. And then you know what? We'll just wait until the new year to tell you guys what else is coming up. You guys are going to be. Do you want to? Okay. All right.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's your show. Do whatever you want.
All right, we'll do it. So let's see. That's January 7th. I got to pull up my calendar. So Jeff Bellinger's on the 7th, and the 14th we have Tim Mail. He's an investigator, lover of dogs. He hosts Paracon that goes all over the place. Tim Woolworth was talking about it. Autographs. It's an awesome paranormal Paracon that he hosts all over the place, and all of it goes to it's a fundraiser for local animal shelter charities. So you've got to have him on. He does amazing work with these Paracons. So we're super excited to have him on. Another good guy. And then January 21st, we got the cast of Spooky Babes coming on. Cannot wait for that show. Stormy Daniels herself will be on. Our buddy David Childers, who's actually he's not a full-time cast member, but he is friends with them, and he was a special guest investigator on one of the episodes. And Justin Loop, the other cast member, will be on. But that's going to be an interesting show, and I can't wait to shed some light on that situation.
It'll be fun. I'm excited.
A lot of controversy, following that show, but we don't care. We love seeing people getting into the paranormal and having fun with it. So really super psyched about them. And then January 28th, we have Mike Hatcher coming on and talking about his new projects. So that will be a good show. And I'm already booking out February. So we got a lot of guests. We're another great thing about the end of this year is we got guests contacting us actually wanting to be on the show. We don't have to reach out as hard as we did before. So super excited about that. One guest I'm talking to is Katie Elizabeth. She's a cryptid researcher, lives in by Lake Champlain, and researches Champ, the lake monster there. So she was actually, I just saw her episode she was on of Expedition X, Josh Gates' side show, where he sends his own team out to explore these cryptid phenomenons. So
nice.
Just getting some dates together. But yeah, January is going to be amazing. Jeff Bellinger, the 7th. And then it's just going to be an awesome time. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yep.
I know. 2020, 2021
Yeah.
is looking to be an awesome year. So
Yeah.
let's keep the ball rolling, shall we?
Yeah.
Keep everything going in a positive fashion.
Yep,
Very excited.
I want to wish you guys, Denise and Michael, a very happy holiday.
Yes,
Merry
Merry
Christmas, Happy New Year. Love you guys both. Thank you so much for dealing with me.
Rough. It's so rough.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
You guys make this show so amazingly fun to be a part of, and couldn't imagine a better crew to have with me. So I love you guys. Merry Christmas to you.
Gosh, Merry Christmas, Goose.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas. Happy
Merry
Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Whatever you celebrate in your religion, we love you, and we wish you the best of holidays. To all you crypto heads out there watching us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have a wonderful holiday, and let's say a big cheers to 2021
Yes.
and new beginnings.
Yes.
And end of crap.
Fingers crossed.
And
the end of infamy.
And yeah, let's
Yes.
let's just not be an asshole in 2021. Let's go for that, guys. Let's as a whole, the whole world, make that your New Year's resolution. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
And it'll be a good year.
That is our message for 2020.
Yes.
Going into 2021, be an asshole.
Don't be
Be
an
nice.
asshole.
We'll put that on a t-shirt.
But all right, Crypto. But this is the last official. We'll spook you later, crypto heads. We love you. Have a good holiday.
Bye, guys.
Get back next year.